I have an article from ESPN here. You know how we do power rankings during the football season? Now I'll go to multiple websites. I just went to one today. But I thought this was interesting as I'm not trying to poo-poo the Rangers' upcoming season. I'm very excited about it. But I think you talked about it earlier in the show. Kind of nationally, they're not getting really a lot of play. It's like, yes, they got Seager and they got Simeon, but let's look at this 28-man roster / it'll go down to a 26-man roster in May.
Maybe we'll find out more about this tomorrow, but do you get the perception like the average Rangers fan thinks they're going to win 85 games or something like that?
I would say 500. I would say the average Ranger fan thinks that this team is going to be around 500 and maybe a little bit better.
And I hope they do. But that's unlikely, can we say. At this present moment, under the present circumstances we have, they won 60 games last year. If you jumped up to 75, that's a humongous improvement.
If you were guessing out of the 30 teams in Major League Baseball, Corey, I'll let you go first. Where would they power rank the Texas Rangers before the season starts? ESPN put out their power rankings this morning before a game is played.
24.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm going to go.
Very Ken Griffey Jr. of you in Seattle. Gotcha.
I'm going to go 20.
Hater.
You guys are very close.
But that's better than what?
Don't worry about that.
21st.
Okay.
Their projected record.
He went over.
You're going to like this for just a second. 69 and 83.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the only part.
No, then it's terrible.
Odds to odds to make the playoffs, 3.6%. So
say that. I'm sorry. Will you say that?
Rangers 21st in power rankings according to ESPN before the season starts. Projected record 69 and 83, 3.6% chance of making the playoffs.
Dang. But I mean, I guess if that's your projected record, that makes sense.
Here's where they say if everything goes right.
Okay.
Corey Seager and Marcus Simeon both start the All-Star game and finish in the top 5 in MVP voting. Nathaniel Lowe adds more loft to his swing and becomes a 30-homer dude. We get first half Adolis Garcia, 840 OPS, instead of second half Adolis Garcia, 627 OPS. Joe Barlow saves 40 games, and the patchwork rotation somehow isn't awful. The Rangers win a wild card.
Do you think
that's everything goes right? That's what they're predicting. Like if to make the playoffs, that's what they're predicting.
Is Adolis Garcia maybe your biggest like pivot player? I get Seager and Simeon are super important, but I'm saying
that they have a track record.
Is he the biggest guy that you're like, I need you to be this and not that for this thing to work?
Yes, because last year at the All-Star break, we thought, my God, we got somebody that pretty much the Cardinals released and didn't think was good enough to play Major League Baseball, and he's an All-Star. And then the second half, you're like, oh, no, that's probably the guy that the Cardinals released.
Yeah.
Now, defensively, he can play defense, all 3 outfield positions. So I'm not worried about his defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But offensively, he has to be more like an 800 OPS guy than a low 600 OPS guy. And if he falls in the 750 OPS, that's doable. That's an okay player.
Yeah.
Above 800, you're like, hey, we got a guy who can help us win some games. Now, weakness that could stop them. Despite the offseason signing of John Gray, the Rangers' rotation looks bad on every level. Gray should be a fixture, and maybe he and Dane Dunning can form a 1-2 punch if the younger Dunning can ramp up his workload. Texas roster is also a work in progress, but the splurges on the offseason should result in immediate improvement. The problem for Texas to move into fringe of wildcard contention, it's the rotation that's going to have to overachieve in terms of both per rata performance and innings count. Per rata. What does that mean?
Like prorated? Is that what we're talking about?
That's what it sounds like to me.
When they say per rata performance.
Oh.
PRP?
Never heard of
PRP
that before.
PRP like some sort of massage?
This is fair about the Rangers rotation though, right? Like as much as we're hoping for the best, this is a bad rotation on paper.
Yes.
Luckily the game's not played on paper, so I can hope for the best.
Played on grass.
Look, that's right. Like we love Taylor Hearn and we hope things go really well. He doesn't have a proven track record of excelling for a whole season as a starting pitcher.
10 minutes from now, we will be getting first pitch in Wrigley Field, Milwaukee at Chicago. You could have gone to that game for about $15.
That's so crazy.
When we go to now the power rankings in Major League Baseball, we just talked about the Rangers being 21st. I'll give you this real quick. Here's the divisional rankings for the Rangers, for not the divisional rankings, but the teams in the Rangers division. I didn't say that right. Number 5 is the Houston Astros overall. Number 14 is the Seattle Mariners. Number 16 are the LA Angels. Number 21 are the Texas Rangers. And number 28.
Everybody thinks Oakland's going to be terrible.
They got rid of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they're a team that could lose 100 games. Top 5 power ranked teams. Would you guys like to guess or just me give it to you?
I gotta feel like the Dodgers are number 1.
You got it. Dodgers are number 1. That one's pretty easy. I think it gets a little bit difficult from there. Honestly, I gave you number 5 if you were listening.
Yes, the Astros.
Astros are number 5. Man, you guys are 2 for 2.
Are the Blue Jays in the top 5?
Blue Jays are number 2 overall power ranked team. Now let's stop right there. That's who you're opening up against on the road.
Yeah.
So this is, just so you know, right
Steal
now,
one.
I didn't know the power rankings would be this. I changed my mind and went with Toronto over the White Sox to go to the World Series. You're opening up in Toronto, which most people believe have a chance to be the best team in the American League. So if you can go there and win 2 of 3, my God, that would be an unbelievable start.
Is there a concern that if it's only 3 games, I understand that, we all understand that, but if they got swept, how much do you think that hurts just like the excitement level?
It would hurt because right now, I think Ranger fans are overly optimistic about what the record's going to be for 2022. We've talked to Sandler. We've talked to Eric Nadel. I'm giving you ESPN's projected of 69. I do think that's a little low. I'm going with, I think they can maybe get to the mid 70s. I think maybe they can get to 75. But I mean, Nadel and Sandler have both said, dude, if they can get to mid 70s, that's a huge improvement from a 60 and 102 team. Real quick, Toronto Blue Jays, since you are playing them tomorrow, if everything goes right, as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. said in spring training, last year was the trailer. What you are going to see this year is a movie. Guerrero and Bichette both finishing top 5 in AL MVP voting. The Jays are unstoppable on offense, and the rotation is one of the best in the league. Although the ace isn't Jose Barrios or Kevin Gossman, but second-year righty Alek Manoah, hard-throwing Nate Pearson becomes a big bullpen weapon, and the Jays not only make the playoffs this time around, they go all the way.
Wow.
That is their ceiling, is they're the champs.
That's strong.
That's a hell of a ceiling.
Yeah. It says one realistic bold prediction for Toronto. In 2021, Guerrero tied for first in home runs, ranked 3rd in batting average, 5th in RBIs. This time he leads the AL in all 3 to capture the Triple Crown.
Wow.
Is a prediction here.